Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering, why now? The house is silent, the night is still, and yet your mind or body just won't let you rest. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of older adults experience this exact moment, an early morning wake-up that seems to have no explanation. But what if those wake-ups aren't random? What if your body is actually trying to tell you something? In this video, we're diving into 5 hidden yet powerful reasons why waking up at 3 a.m. becomes more common with age. And trust me, each reason reveals more than just a sleep pattern. It tells a story about your hormones, your health, your routine, and even your emotional life. Stick with me until the end. What you learn today might not only help you sleep better, but it could also change the way you understand your aging body, with more compassion, more clarity, and maybe even a bit of peace. Let's begin. One of the most overlooked reasons people wake up at 3 a.m. is the brain's evolving relationship with light and dark. You see, our brains rely heavily on light cues to know when to release melatonin, the hormone that helps us feel sleepy. As we age, 2 things happen. First, our eyes become less sensitive to natural light, especially in the evening. Second, our pineal gland, where melatonin is made, becomes a bit sluggish. The result? Less melatonin, weaker signals to stay asleep, and more interruptions around that dreaded 3 a.m. mark. Meet Edna. She's 73, a retired librarian, and proud of her calming bedtime routine. Chamomile tea, soft jazz, and a cozy quilt. But no matter how relaxing her night is, she finds herself awake almost every morning before 4 a.m. Her doctor suggested something simple: more morning light. Edna began walking outside before 9 a.m., letting the natural sunlight reset her internal clock. Within 2 weeks, she noticed her wake-up time slowly pushing forward. It's not magic, it's biology. Light is medicine for the circadian rhythm, and as we grow older, we just need a little more of it at the right time. Stress doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers, just enough to pull you out of sleep at the quietest hour. As we age, our stress responses become more subtle, but our sensitivity to stress increases. This means even small concerns, like a medical bill, a forgotten appointment, or a conversation you wish went differently, can linger just beneath the surface. These micro-stresses build tension in the body and may peak during the night when everything is quiet. Your body, no longer distracted, becomes alert, and there you are, eyes open at 3 a.m. Let's look at Helen. She's 68 and recently moved closer to her daughter. She loves her new apartment, but worries about being a burden, about adjusting, about starting over. Her sleep started slipping. At first, she thought it was the new bed, but eventually, she realized it was her heart trying to process change. Helen began practicing worry journaling. Each night before bed, she'd write down any lingering thoughts, letting them out of her head and onto paper. Within a month, her 3 a.m. wake-ups were fewer and gentler. Sometimes the body doesn't need sleep aids, it needs emotional permission to rest. As we get older, our body clocks, or circadian rhythms, naturally shift forward. This means we feel sleepy earlier in the evening and tend to wake earlier in the morning. This phenomenon is called advanced sleep phase syndrome, and it's completely normal. The challenge is that society doesn't always move with us. Evening activities still happen at 9 p.m., not 6, and family dinners often run late. Take Harold, a 70-year-old who used to be a night owl. Now, by 8:30 p.m., he's nodding off. He goes to bed at 9 and sure enough, wakes up at, you guessed it, 3 a.m. Once he understood that his sleep cycle was simply earlier, he stopped fighting it. He shifted dinner to 5 p.m., moved his favorite shows to the afternoon, and embraced an earlier bedtime. But here's the trick. He also added soft reading and light stretching between 7 to 9 p.m. to wind down slowly. This helped extend his sleep window just enough so that 3 a.m. turned into 5 a.m. Awareness is powerful. When you stop thinking something is wrong, you open the door to small changes that make a big difference. Aging brings wisdom, but it also brings sensitivity. As your body ages, it becomes more responsive to internal signals like hunger, thirst, discomfort, and bladder pressure. In the stillness of the night, these sensations become amplified. A slight cramp, a dry throat, a little too much heat or chill, things you'd ignore during the day can now wake you up with precision timing. Let's talk about Richard. At 75, he was in good health, but found himself waking at 3:30 a.m. almost every night. The culprit? Dehydration. He'd stopped drinking water after 7 p.m. to avoid nighttime bathroom trips, but this left him just dry enough to rouse his body from deep sleep. The solution? A tiny sip of water and a humidifier in the bedroom. Sometimes your body isn't being difficult, it's being honest. Listening closely and responding kindly can help you meet your body's needs without judgment, and that's where deeper rest begins. In the early hours of the morning, when the world is quiet and the distractions are gone, your heart sometimes speaks the loudest. You might wake not because of a noise or a dream, but because your soul is stirring, revisiting moments, people, choices, and meanings. These aren't panic attacks, they're reflections. Eleanor, 77, lost her husband 3 years ago. Most days, she's active and cheerful, but some nights, around 3 a.m., she wakes up with memories so vivid it's as if time has folded in on itself. She used to resist it, turn on the TV, distract herself. But now, she lights a small candle, sits with her memories, and sometimes writes a letter to her husband. It's not sadness that wakes her, it's love. And sometimes love, even in its quietest form, needs to be heard. There's a kind of rest that comes not from silence, but from being seen, even by yourself. So the next time you find yourself waking up at 3 a.m., don't jump straight to frustration. Pause. Ask yourself, am I getting enough natural light? Is my heart trying to tell me something? Has my schedule shifted without me noticing? Is my body asking for care? Is my spirit reaching for reflection? Waking up at 3 a.m. isn't a failure, it's a signal. And when we treat it with kindness instead of criticism, we can begin to understand what we truly need. Your body has carried you through decades of life. It deserves your attention. Your sleep, like your wisdom, is evolving. And with that comes the opportunity to rest more mindfully. If this video gave you something to think about, leave a comment with the number 5 below and share your story. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss future content. Thank you for watching, and may your nights be peaceful, your mornings gentle, and your heart full.